Today, we're doing something pretty unique. We've gotten our hands on CEDU's own internal manuals, and we're going to use them to reconstruct one of their most intense signature events, a 24-hour emotional workshop they called the Truth Propheet. We're going to walk through it, step by step, exactly as a student would have, to really understand how this thing was designed from the inside out. So this quote right here, this was everything. This was the guiding principle, the central theme for the entire 24-hour marathon. According to the facilitator's guide, this phrase was written big and bold on the chalkboard and repeated constantly. It set a single, powerful goal for every single person in that room. So what exactly was a prophet? Well, according to CEDU's own documents from 1995, here's their definition. It's a 24-hour emotional growth experience, all focused on one theme. So, this wasn't just some long, rambling group therapy session. It was a highly structured event. And interestingly, they tied its philosophical roots, at least in Neem, to the writer Khalil Gibran. Okay, let's dive into how this all began. The manuals make it crystal clear that before any of the exercises even started, the environment itself was meticulously engineered. Every detail was designed to create a very specific emotional effect. Check this out. This diagram is straight from the Prophet script, and it shows that absolutely nothing was left to chance. The room layout was precise. You've got a blackboard for the public confessions, designated seating for faculty and support staff, even a stereo. The manual flat out says, the Prophet room must reflect the goals that we want to achieve. And the emotional engineering didn't stop there. The space was just saturated with these messages. Imagine walking in and seeing these slogans and quotes plastered on the walls. It creates this atmosphere of intense introspection and, honestly, a lot of pressure to get with the program, right from the moment you step inside. And the conditioning started immediately. The manual specifically instructs the facilitator to play the song somewhere as the students are entering the room. This is the very first of many, many carefully chosen musical cues that were used to guide the group's emotional journey. Before they could begin, every participant had to consent to these agreements. And these rules, they create this totally sealed container. You've got total confidentiality, a ban on discussing the exercises with anyone on the outside, including parents, and a commitment to 100% participation. But that last rule is the real kicker. You must complete the experience. Once you started, there was no backing out. All right, so now let's see how this all builds into the core of the experience. The stage is set, the rules are locked in, and now this continuous 24-hour marathon of activities begins. And it's all designed for one purpose, to break down your emotional defenses. This timeline, which we've pieced together from the facilitator's notes, just shows how relentless the pacing was. I mean, it kicks off at midnight. It pushes participants through serious sleep deprivation and these incredibly intense emotional exercises, all building towards a planned emotional peak late the next day. The first major event is called the wrap session. This is an all-night, 6-hour-long confrontational group meeting. The central question, which gets asked again and again, is how do you cover up your truth? The entire goal is to get participants to disclose all their secrets and past mistakes. And this slide really illustrates that process of public confession. The manual actually instructs facilitators to have students write their cop-outs, that's their term for lies and transgressions, on the board under these pre-written categories. It's a process where everyone's deepest secrets are literally put on display for the entire group to see. After a short break, the process moves into what's called the inventory session. Now the focus shifts from just listing what you did to what the manual calls a group discharge. Participants are pushed to verbalize their pain and lies, connecting these really deep emotions to the confessions they just made public. And of course, to set the mood for all this painful reflection, the soundtrack is specified. The notes say to play The Way We Were. That choice of music is so clearly intended to bring up feelings of nostalgia, regret, loss, all to amplify the emotional intensity of the session. It's no accident. The workshop also used these nonverbal exercises to break down barriers. In the Mingle with Eye exercise, students walk silently around the room, making direct eye contact with each other, with the instruction to look for the truth in that person. It's another form of really intense engineered intimacy. Then the music shifts again. For this exercise, the manual calls for "We've only just begun." The whole tone changes from that mournful "The Way We Were" to something hopeful. It suggests that this new, raw vulnerability is the start of a real transformation. So all of these steps, the sleep deprivation, the public confessions, the emotional catharsis, the musical cues, they were all designed to build towards one single climactic moment, a huge psychological breakthrough. And this right here is the central metaphor of the entire prophet. The facilitator introduces the chrome ball fantasy, telling students that they are, at their core, a pure, shiny chrome ball. But it's been covered up by layers of junk, lies, hurt, and loss. Their job now is to dig their way out. The manual outlines the specific physical actions for this guided imagery. Students have to curl into a fetal position, feel the weight of their past, and then physically act out digging through all that garbage to reach for a symbolic light above them. It's meant to simulate a rebirth. And at the precise peak of this exercise, as students are literally physically reaching for the light, the instructions are to play the song You Needed Me. The music is timed perfectly to coincide with that moment of catharsis, to heighten the emotional release and that feeling of being saved. But after this incredibly intense climax, the process was far from over. The program immediately pivoted to integrating this highly emotional experience into the students' daily life. They had to make sure the breakthrough would stick. The manual details a very clear follow-up plan. This includes debriefing sessions, having students write a positive statement that acts as a new contract with themselves, starting a truth journal, and even writing a confessional letter to their parents. But, and this is key, the letter will not be mailed. It's an exercise in disclosure, but without any real-world consequences. And the work just continued on through these writing assignments. You can see the chrome ball metaphor is carried forward, becoming this permanent lens that students are taught to use to analyze their daily thoughts and behaviors. It ensures the lessons of the prophet are constantly reinforced. So looking at these internal documents, what we can see is a complete blueprint for an emotional deconstruction and reconstruction. It's a meticulously planned step-by-step process with a very specific predetermined outcome. So it leaves us with a question, right? When the path to truth is this heavily engineered, what does that really say about the nature of the truth you find at the end?